I'm gonna slowly pull it out. Okay, that was really scary. I always really dislike potting up out of like hard pots because then you can't squeeze the plant to like pull it out. There it is. Oh, I feel like I just birthed a baby. That was definitely ready for the repot, as you can see. Lots of roots there. What do you think the future of your channel and work life look like? And how do we support your channel right now? So this is such a difficult question because I really don't know. Like, I have gone into this whole journey of being a working mom with expectations of myself that I was not able to meet. And I'm not sure how many people really could meet them. I do have a bad habit of just creating expectations for myself, you know, and then being really disappointed when inevitably they don't work, because of course I have unrealistic expectations. I do have goals for this channel still, and hopes and dreams for its growth and all of the things that I want for it. One of them being hitting 100,000 subscribers. And outside of numbers and goals like that, I really just want to continue to teach about houseplants and how to have them as a part of your life in a sustainable way, and not, I mean, obviously environmentally sustainable, but more so in just a way that makes sense for different lifestyles, busier lifestyles, just normal people. Something that I guess I'm sort of saying is that my channel is for normal people. This is plant care for normal people. You know, we're not people who have hours and hours to dedicate to our plants every single day, every single week. Of course, I allocate a bit more time to my plants than the average person probably, just because this is my job to upkeep my collection and make content like this. But generally, I operate under the assumption that people have maybe 1 to 2 hours a week at most to dedicate to their plants. So I really want to continue to inform my content with that in mind, like just knowing that normal people just have plants because they like them, not because they are, I don't know, obsessed or have all the time in the world to take care of them. I'm gonna move this down here. You're not gonna be able to see, but I think it'll make it a lot easier for me to finish putting the soil in. The plant is sort of like twisting toward the light, so I'm going to go with that and continue to train it. I have a little tie on it holding all of these leaves up and together. As far as my ability to put time into working on this, I don't know. I feel like it's shifting quite a bit because I am with Nora most of the time. Nora is my daughter, and we have found a childcare solution for her so that while I'm working or doing stuff like this, I don't have to be stressed and kind of half present because I'm worried about her or something like that. So thankfully we were finally able to find a solution for that. And I was expecting to be a lot more kind of sad about it, but it's been really good to not have to split my attention. I think since that has been solidified, I'm feeling a lot more confident in my abilities to continue to do this for work. For a second there, I wasn't sure if I wanted to continue doing YouTube, I'm not gonna lie, because it just felt really difficult to do this while not showing her. I think all the time, like if I did show her, it would make this a lot easier, but for lots of personal reasons, I've chosen not to do that, and I'm happy to not do that. But it does just make it harder when I can't just hold her while I'm doing plant chores and stuff like I normally would, whereas when I'm filming, I have to sort of put her somewhere else. And in this case, she's with responsible adults who can take really good care of her. So I'm happy about that we found a solution. Somebody asked me if there's going to be like a part 2 to my houseplant book and things like that, and I definitely do have dreams to write another houseplant book, but I think with recent events, like just with my life changing so much, I wonder if it would be more about plants in our lives and like how that works, and instead of like how to care for plants. I mean, obviously it would be both, but I've been thinking a lot about how I can tie in motherhood and just having something else in your life besides plants, and like practical tips on caring for plants when they're not the only thing in your life. I don't know, I've been putting a lot of thought into it in that regard as well. She's been repotted. Now we're on to the question of which of these 2 pots to put this next plant in. I feel like they would hold similar soil volume, but with how rapidly these roots are growing, I do think I'm gonna go with this one and then save this one for a different plant. Okay, so this next question is, what things in your plant routine have you had to adapt because of motherhood? Slash, like, what does my plant care routine look like now that I am considering another person in them? I think routine has always been something for me that was hard to keep. It was always difficult for me to be really regular in anything that I did. And not that having a kid changed that about me, but it kind of made me realize that having a routine is extremely beneficial. If not for her, then for me, just to feel sane or feel like something in life is predictable. I just need to rip this bottom thing off. It's toast. I don't know how this is gonna work. Oh my gosh. Okay, we're gonna try to remove a lot of the soil from the top here. Like, I feel like I'm gonna have to cut this. Wow. This is really turning out differently than I thought it would. That definitely would not have come out on its own. I did have to break that pot. That makes me feel better. Seeing all this, like, the roots were coming back up. A big thing that I have started to do again in regards to plant care and making it possible with a baby, doing a little bit at a time. Honestly, that has been life-changing. I'm doing a video right now where I'm doing like one plant chore a day, and it's been amazing because I feel accomplished like when I set the bar low like that. I'm definitely a person who likes to set the bar really high, and I have had to change that significantly. There's a question in here like what about my mindset has shifted, like what parts of my identity has shifted, and that is a big part of that. Like, I have had to really lower my expectations of myself as far as output goes. In productivity, because life just looks different and productivity just has a different font now, if you will. I made a video with Aura last year when I was really in the depths of pregnancy. Aura was a really wonderful tool for me to use during that time, all the way up until now. Aura is basically an all-in-one app that has everything from meditations to life coaching, CBT, breathwork, spirituality, all of those different types of things you can find on Aura. I really like it because it just reminds me to take a step back each day, to do something for myself, even if it is as small as listening to a 15-minute meditation. They have meditations for very specific things, but also lots of general things. So no matter what life stage you're in, I think that Aura is a really great tool to use to have just in your back pocket whenever you need a moment. There is a specific person on Aura. Her name is Heather Gilmartin, and she has a meditation that has some affirmations in it that really spoke to me, especially in this season of motherhood. Some of the affirmations are, I'm doing enough, taking care of myself helps my family, which is incredible for me to hear that. Like, it is so important for me to remember that taking care of myself isn't actually that selfish. It's going to make me a better parent. I will forgive myself when I make mistakes, and resting is just as valuable for me as it is for others. Those are just some really amazing messages that I tell myself throughout the day, and of course while I'm listening to this meditation. But also Aura makes a curated playlist for you each week. And also to note, it's not just an audio app, there is also live sessions via video that you can join. So if you would like to add a little bit more peace in your life, you can try out Aura for free. You can check the link in the description box below. The first 500 people who sign up will get the free trial and a 25% off. That looks really good. This was the perfect size. I think this would have been too small if I did the other pot, so I'm really glad with this choice. Okay, does everybody remember my Anthurium regale, which was struggling for so many years? It currently has 2 leaves and 1 on the way. So that is extremely exciting. I did my little technique where I put it in a plastic or glazed pot, and I put moss around the base. It's grown so much and all the moss has fallen off. And then I put it in my cabinet, and it has done incredible. It has been so happy and healthy. Like, I'm so happy with the way that this plant has had the greatest turnaround ever. And I think that this pot is going to give it maybe slightly more room. I don't know if it's gonna be that big of an impact, but I do like the look of the white pot because all of the plants in the top of my cabinet are in white pots except for this one. So I'm kind of trying to go with a theme in there. I didn't think that I would be a themed pot